Have you ever felt like you're putting in all the effort, but still not getting that deep, meaningful connection with the woman you're interested in? You're not alone. Here's the thing, everything you thought you knew about attraction might be wrong. Yes, I said it wrong. Because sometimes the most powerful move isn't to try harder, but to take a step back. That's right, there's a hidden power in walking away. And today I'm going to show you why this could be the game changer you never saw coming. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Maria, your trusted relationship coach. Over the years, I've helped countless men understand the subtle art of attraction, and today I'm excited to share a strategy that flips the script entirely. It's a tactic that's both counterintuitive and powerful, the art of walking away. But here's the kicker, this isn't about playing hard to get or engaging in mind games. It's about mastering the dynamics of space, timing, and respect to create a relationship that's based on genuine mutual attraction. Why walking away works? So, let's dive into it. Why does walking away hold such incredible power? To really get this, you need to understand the psychology behind attraction. You see, attraction isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. When you're constantly available, always ready to please, you unknowingly reduce your perceived value. Think about it, how often do we take things for granted just because they're always there? It's human nature, but when you introduce a little bit of distance, a little bit of scarcity, suddenly you become more valuable. It's the classic you don't know what you've got until it's gone scenario. Now let's be clear, walking away doesn't mean vanishing in thin air or cutting off all communication. This isn't about being rude or unkind, it's about creating a healthy distance that gives her the time and space to reflect on what you bring to the table. It's about allowing her to realize your worth on her own terms without you having to constantly remind her. This approach shifts the balance of power and places you in a position of strength, where you're not just someone she can have, but someone she wants to have. The importance of timing. But here's where most guys mess up, they either walk away too soon or they do it at the wrong time. Timing is everything. Walking away works best when you've already established a connection, but things have started to plateau. Maybe the spark is fading, or perhaps you're investing more than you're receiving. This is when stepping back can have the most profound impact. It's not about being manipulative, it's about respecting yourself enough to recognize when the scales are tipped too far in one direction. So, how do you know when it's the right time to walk away? Pay attention to the dynamics of your interaction. If you find yourself constantly initiating conversations, making plans, or generally putting in more effort, it's a red flag. Relationships are about reciprocity, and if that balance is off, it's time to take a step back. But do it with intention, make sure she knows you're stepping back, not out. The goal is to create a sense of curiosity and desire, not confusion or hurt. The psychological impact. When you walk away, something fascinating happens. You reclaim your own value. You're no longer that guy who's always available, always chasing, always trying too hard. Instead, you become someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to step back and recess. This alone can be incredibly attractive. Women are drawn to confidence, and nothing exudes confidence more than a man who's secure enough to walk away when things aren't serving him. But the magic doesn't stop there. As you reclaim your value, she begins to see you differently too. By giving her space, you allow her to miss you, to wonder about you, to realize what she might be losing. And let me tell you, absence truly does make the heart grow fonder. Suddenly, you're not just a guy she's used to, you're someone she has to work to keep in her life. And that shift is where the real power lies. Think about it this way, when something is easily accessible, it's often underappreciated. But when it's not always there, it becomes something worth valuing. By walking away, you're essentially telling her, I'm not just anyone. If you want me in your life, you need to appreciate my presence. This subtle shift in dynamics can change the entire trajectory of your relationship. Walking away with confidence and clarity. But walking away isn't just about creating scarcity. It's also about setting boundaries and demonstrating self-respect. When you decide to take a step back, you're saying, I'm not going to settle for less than I deserve. And trust me, that kind of self-assuredness is magnetic. Women respect men who respect themselves, who have the confidence to stand by their principles and not waver in the face of uncertainty. Now, let's talk about the mindset you need to adopt when you walk away. This isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate her emotions. It's about being true to yourself and recognizing that your value doesn't diminish just because you're not constantly in her orbit. You're walking away with confidence and clarity, not out of spite or frustration, but because you know that sometimes the best way to move forward is to take a step back. And here's a pro tip. When you walk away, do it with grace. There's no need for drama or big announcements. Just quietly, confidently step back and focus on yourself. Whether it's hitting the gym, pursuing your hobbies, or simply spending time with friends, use this time to reconnect with your passions and goals. The more you invest in yourself, the more attractive you become not just to her, but to everyone around you. What happens next? So, what happens after you walk away? Well, if you've played your cards right, she'll start to notice your absence. She'll begin to realize that something's missing, that there's a void that only you can fill. And that's when the tables turn. She'll start reaching out more, trying to reestablish that connection. And when she does, you're in a position of strength. You've shown that you're not just another guy vying for her attention, you're someone worth pursuing. But here's where things get interesting. When she reaches out, don't just jump back in as if nothing happened. Take your time. Assess the situation. Has anything changed? Does she genuinely appreciate your value now? If the answer is yes, then great, reconnect, but do it on your terms. If not, then maybe it's time to keep your distance a little longer. The key here is to maintain the upper hand, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that ensures your needs and boundaries are respected. And remember, walking away isn't a one-time tactic, it's a mindset. It's about always being willing to step back when things aren't aligning with your values or when you feel like you're compromising too much. It's about putting yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a way that ensures you're living authentically and not settling for anything less than what you deserve. A real-life example. Let's put this into perspective with a real-life scenario. Imagine you've been dating someone for a few months. Things started off great, but lately you've noticed that she's been distant. Maybe she's not as responsive as she used to be, or perhaps she's canceling plans more often than not. You've tried talking about it, but nothing seems to change. This is the perfect time to walk away. Instead of continuing to push for her attention, you take a step back. You stop texting her first. You focus on your own life, your own goals. You're not being rude or dismissive, you're simply shifting your focus back to yourself. And what happens? After a week or two, she starts to notice your absence. She starts wondering why you're not as available, why you're not chasing her like before. Curiosity gets the best of her, and she reaches out. Now, when she does, you don't just drop everything and go running back. You respond, sure, but you do it on your terms. You've taken control of the situation by valuing yourself first, and that, my friend, is incredibly attractive. It shows her that you're not just another guy who's desperate for her attention, you're someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to stand by it. Returning with a new perspective. When you decide to reconnect, make sure you're bringing something new to the table. Maybe you've learned something during your time apart, or perhaps you've grown in some way. Use this as an opportunity to reintroduce yourself, but as a more refined, more confident version of who you were before. This is your chance to show her that you're not just the same guy she knew, you're better. And as you re-enter her life, don't just fall back into old patterns. Keep that sense of self-worth and independence. Remember, the goal isn't to become complacent or to revert to the same dynamic that led you to walk away in the first place. It's to build something stronger, something based on mutual respect and appreciation. So, to wrap things up, walking away isn't just a tactic, it's a powerful mindset shift. It's about recognizing your own value and not being afraid to step back when things aren't right. It's about creating space for both you and her to reflect, grow, and appreciate what you bring to the relationship. And when done right, it can be the difference between being just another guy she dated and being the one she can't stop thinking about. What do you think? Have you ever tried walking away in a relationship? How did it go for you? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your experiences. And if this strategy resonates with you, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more insights on relationships, dating, and becoming the best version of yourself. Don't forget to like this video and share it with anyone who could benefit from this advice. Remember, the power of attraction often lies in what you don't do. See you in the next one.